We're really lucky to have him. Well, please welcome Martin. Ova Martin, come on up.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. I'm getting old. My red hair is turning white, which officially makes me transgender. I went to a naked lady party last night. You couldn't tell. I got all these like, you don't know what a naked lady party is. It's where everybody brings clothes and like throws them in a pile, and we're all women's clothing. And so I was able to go to that event, and I didn't realize that I am a transvestite. Just technically I'm a transvestite. I'm 100% Irish. I grew up in the city of San Francisco, and I went back to Ireland, and like a lot of Americans, you're there because you want to like experience your culture, your roots, right? But when you're an American in Europe, especially in Ireland, I tell people I'm Canadian. Because Americans are often very clueless, you know? I mean, I love us, but, the typical thing is, like I hear people say to people on the street all the time, my great-grandmother Margaret lived here. Did you know her? And I heard that a lot, you know? And finally I heard this guy go, Margaret? Oh yeah, of course I knew Margaret. But we all knew Margaret. There's not a man in this town that didn't know your grandmother. Quite a woman she was. So here we are. And it was such a crazy 2 years, wasn't it? It was knucking futs, is what it was. I just don't know what to believe anymore. It's like, believe whatever the hell you want, because there's facts to back up whatever you really think. There's like science on both sides, if you could call it that. But a lot of people have been freaking out when the Delta came out. Because if you scramble the letters, have you heard about this? Of Omicron, you get moronic. Now that's a bit bizarre, alright? And if you scramble the letters, Delta Omicron, you better put that mask back on. Delta Omicron, you get media control. And I was like, wait, that's bizarre. That is really bizarre. But what really freaked me out is if you scramble the letters of Delta Omicron, you get condom leader and romantic load, which I think somehow are I'm not sure how, but it makes sense to me. But what really started the paranoia for me was if you scramble the letters of Delta Omicron, you get erotic almond. And I was like, how did they know about that? There's only two people in this world that know about that. The parental figure that drove me to the hospital and the pediatric proctologist who, when it was all done, said, here's a lollipop, son. Now that goes in your mouth. How did they know? How did they know about that? That was many, many, many years ago, and families keep secrets. But my mom gave me a Christmas present for my birthday, and the whole family was there, and I opened it up, and there was a box of chocolate almonds. And she was laughing, and I was like, what's so funny about that? I'm like, nothing. There's nothing funny about that. Let's just keep on. I've done some time, if you couldn't tell. I'm a hardened criminal. And I went down Friday to Monday. If you get arrested on a Friday, they keep you till Monday. Has that ever happened to anybody? This man, maybe. Keep your identity secret, my friend. I feel like I know you, and you're just hiding. No, respect. But yeah, I went into a very serious penitentiary called Marin County Jail. Some hard time. So I was 18, and I just turned 18. I didn't think I was going to jail. I just mouthed off to the judge, and he's like, remanded in custody, we'll see you on Monday. So that'll teach you a lesson. And so I go into the prison, the jail, and I've got my stuff, and I'm like kind of scared, and I'm hiding, and like in my cell, and I don't know which cell to go to, and there's like 2 bunks, and let me skip to the funny part. So I made friends with this Mexican gangster guy, right, named Raul, and Raul had pictures of his family on the wall of his cell. And he was like the one guy that talked to me, right? And what I noticed was everybody was kind of punking him at lunchtime. They'd take his apple, they'd take his milk. But Raul was my friend, and when we sat down at the table, he would make a big production of saying grace, because his grandma had just died, right, Teresa, and he wanted to honor her by saying grace, because she always said grace. And so every time he sat down, he blessed himself. And I said, Raul, I come from a family where we say grace too. I'll say grace with you, you know? Let's do that when we eat. And he's like, okay, cool. Anyways, I'm gonna run out of time before this story's over, but let me wrap it up. So I used to kick ass playing handball, right? In the schoolyard. In the schoolyard, oops, I think this thing died.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Wait, there we go. Okay. So I used to play handball, and I used to be pretty good at it. So the Mexican guys would play this game called chonga, and it was like a racket ball that you just hit against the wall. It's the only thing they had to play with them. So I was wanting to play, and finally I got a chance to play, right? And it was me against Raul, right? And we're going head to head, back and forth, point for point, you know? And then at some point I realized, I could beat him. And I was like, that's probably not a good idea. And so right at the last point, I decided, all right, do yourself a favor, take the hit. So I went for the ball, but I did a little somersault and I landed on my feet. And all the guys were like, oh my God, dude, that was like Willy Wonka when he came out of the chocolate factory and he did the little roll. He's like, dude, he let you win. He let you win, dude. You did not win. You just got Wonka by Willy. He just Wonka you, dude. And Raul was getting so pissed. And as we're going back into our cells, everybody's going, boom, boom, boom. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to hear about this, you know? So the next morning, I come out of my cell, I'm kind of tiptoeing, and everybody's like, Wonka, you beat that guy, man, you beat that guy. And Raul's serving the food, and I'm almost done. He's serving carrot cake, right? He gives me this big piece of carrot cake. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Raul. That's really nice of you, dude. And he's like, that carrot cake's for me, bro. Give me that shit when I sit down. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I love carrot cake. And I was like, no. And he's like, oh yeah, dude, you're gonna give it to me. And so the whole time I'm just eating my peas and my carrots, and I'm leaving the cake alone, because when he's finished serving the food, he's gonna come sit down and beat my ass if I eat that cake. And I was thinking to myself, if I give him this cake, man, I'm gonna always get pumped. And I was only there for a couple of days, but in my mind, I was like, I can't let this happen. And so Raul comes and he sits down and he's just wolfing up his piece of carrots. Shit's falling out of his mouth. And I look at him, and then I realize it's my golden opportunity. I pick up my fork, and I put it over my carrot, and he slams his hands on the table. And he's like, oh man. Just imagine that. And I go, hey Raul, you forgot to bless yourself.
Oh.
Took a big bite of my carrot cake. Thank you, folks.
Yeah.
Carrot cake.